So now I'm going to be talking about general programming tips that you should follow when you're in first Lego League. So first of all, you want to make sure that you can comment on your programs. This is an example of my team's program from last year's challenge, Nature's Fury. This one had a comment about what the program would do, so that everyone who reads the program generally knows what the program would do if it worked right. Okay, so next we have read the official FLL tips on programming. There are tips on the official FLL website that do help, and they do cover the basics pretty well, so I didn't actually put them in here. Don't overextend on complexity. So here's another example. We have our next one, which is, this program looks pretty complex, doesn't it? Well, I mean, from a programmer's perspective, this doesn't make any sense at all. And so the judges generally will have a sense of whether a program works or not. So you shouldn't really waste your time trying to make a program look good but doesn't work. You should just stick with the ones that work, and then that will be fine. Program in a logical order. So it's kind of given, but it's worth going over because I've seen some teams do this. It's just like a morning routine. You wake up, you get dressed, you eat breakfast, or you get breakfast if you're going to a cafe, and this is just like the robot missions. You move out of base, go to the mission, and then you do the mission. So here's another example. This is the right way to do it. You move out of base, turn the mission, and do the mission. This is right. However, if you put this out of order, turn to mission, do mission, and then move out of base, that would result in a robot catastrophe. So you would want to make sure that you have your program steps in the right order. A fun thing to try that I've done with many teams is that try to program each other around the classroom. Like, have one of your teammates be a robot, and they have no sensors, so they can't see, hear, or talk theoretically. So you would try to get them from maybe one side of the room to the other side of the room with a turn in the middle, and they will, if they have to, they will bump into walls and do other assorted things. So it's a good way of seeing how the robot works, because it doesn't do what you want it to do, it just does what you tell it to do, which is what you program it to do. Alright, my next point is, an average program with a good robot is better than a good program with a bad robot. Here's another graphic example. A good program that looks nice, it even has a weight block in it, with a bad robot would result in this mess because it's a bad robot. But an okay program with a good robot would result in success. And some more programming tips. I just generally suggest Dead Reckoning if you're just getting into first Lego League and you feel like you want to go on with it next year, because Dead Reckoning, even though it's just move blocks and stuff, it helps you get to feel of like the programming environment of the EV3, and it makes you get comfortable with it. And then if in your first year you already get down the basics of moving and stuff, you may feel comfortable using sensors. Another point is if you have time, you should experiment with stuff. Experimenting is one of the most important things that the teams that I've been on do, because you need to keep and this kind of leads on to the next bullet point. You need to keep testing and testing and testing to make sure that robot works right on any surface and with any minor adjustments. So yeah. So this is our website, and I advise you to check it out sometime. Yeah. So thank